Here today we got the Underarmour Reign Lifters, and I have them in hand with me right now, and as usual it comes in this black box. I believe this is Under Armour's first weightlifting shoe, and when I first saw it I was kind of interested because I used to be a huge Under Armour fan due to Brendan Jennings. Big shout out to Brendan Jennings, man. He used to be the sickest Under Armour athlete. If you remember him, drop a like down below. He was sick. Anyways, back to this box here. It's all black, and I got a size 10 in this shoe. When I first saw it I knew I had to get them just to try them out and see what's all about. In this box, as usual, it comes with your typical Under Armour wrapping paper here, and in the box after that is your shoe right here. Now looking at the shoe directly here, it has an all white upper with a black velcro on the top. On the shoe here, just looking at it, I believe that the leather on the top is going to be a synthetic leather, so it's not real. The one thing that I don't like about the shoe on the upper and the materials is that it doesn't have too much ventilation, and if you do a lot of weightlifting, you knew that your shoes often smell really bad, like really bad. First things first, we're gonna talk about the upper here. Now, one thing I do like about this shoe is that I like that it's all white with a black strap. I love the contrast, and there's just something about wearing all white weightlifting shoes in the gym that just really attract me. Material wise, let's talk about how the front here and all around it is synthetic. On the back here, we have a little mesh, and on the bottom here, we have a TPU. I don't know if you can hear that. It's pretty hard, which is what you want as a weightlift. The drop off should be 13 millimeters, which is pretty standard for all the weightlifting shoes that I personally have. What I don't like about the upper is that it doesn't have a lot of ventilation, and for the money you're spending, which is $250 Canadian before taxes, there's not a lot of ventilation, and shoes often smell really bad, especially weightlifting shoes. They smell really bad in the gym when you're wearing them, so I would have appreciated having a couple more ventilation holes around the upper here, but unfortunately it is what it is. It only has some on the side and the other side, and also the tongue as well, but I can't see that doing very much. Especially when I was wearing it in the gym, I felt like my foot was pretty hot, but at least it looked good, right? All right, moving on to the bottom here, we have a Harrington bone traction on the bottom, which is actually very good. I mean, when I was in the gym, I was doing my bench press, especially I was pushing away and getting my leg press for my leg drive while I was doing my bench. I found that this has really good traction, probably better than all the other weightlifting shoes that I personally have tried on. So if you're looking for something with really good traction, I'd say this is a really good choice. I love that it's also really flat too. That's something that you really want in a weightlifting shoe to give you optimal balance. Something interesting about this shoe is also the strap and the back tag here. The tag here is used 3M reflective material, which is a nice little touch if you like that kind of stuff. But on the tongue here, it has that strap. Now the question is, does this strap do much to keep you locked into your foot? And the answer is no. When I was using this, I felt like every time I tightened it, I didn't feel too much of a lockdown. It felt more like a nice gentle hug. I didn't feel like I was locked in or anything like that. So I feel like this is probably more of a style thing than it is a technical thing. The laces work way better than the strap here. Now in overall fit, I would say this would fit true to size. It was a little bit more snug than all the other shoes I've tried on. Now the Romaleos 4, I had to go up half a size. Romaleos 3 XD, I stayed true to size, and this one I also went true to size. So for me, I wear a 10 in all my Nikes, and if you wear a 10, you should get a 10, and whatever your true size is, I would stick with your true size. Next, I want to talk about the comfort of the shoe. I would say this shoe is pretty comfortable in the sense that there's no hot spots, no pinching, and on the inside, it comes with a polyurethane insole. Polyurethane insole is pretty much like any traditional insole that you would have anywhere else. It's nothing special, it's pretty thin, and honestly, you probably bottom this out very quickly. So if you're looking for another insole to use, I would suggest you putting it inside the shoe first, seeing how it fits, and then you can decide if you want to keep the shoe or not. Just some final thoughts before I end this review. I just want to start by saying that this shoe is a good looking shoe, especially way better than online. When I was looking online, I didn't even see any real photos except like these weird 3D mock-ups on their website. But upon actually holding it in hand, some people loved it and some people hated it in the gym, which was really interesting. I'm kind of indifferent. I feel like if I didn't have the Nike Romaleos 3XDs that I have currently, the all white ones, then maybe I would think about going towards this one. However, one thing that I did not like about the shoe performance-wise was just how when I was squatting or just walking around in them, I noticed that there's a lot more absorption in the heel than usual. And for most people, you would think that's a good thing. However, I don't think that's a good thing because when you're doing your squats, clean and jerks, and your snatches, you want to have perfect balance. And to have the best sort of balance, you basically want solid ground or solid contact with the floor. And if you have any absorption from the shoe, typically I feel like you lose a little bit more balance than you would with a shoe that has a really flat sole or a sole that is very firm. So all in all, would I buy this shoe for $250 Canadian? And the answer is yes and no. Personally, I already have a pair of Nike Romaleos 3XDs and I love those shoes. I spent somewhere around the same price range as these shoes right here, so I don't need another pair of weightlifting shoes, but I was definitely interested in seeing what this shoe was going to be like on foot. Personally, and I don't mean to compare, but the 3XDs were just a nicer looking shoe, has more ventilation, and lastly, has a stiffer midsole. I think this shoe right here could use some more ventilation around the toe box and the sides, especially through the tongue. It's heavily padded. I would also say the midsole is a little bit too soft. It absorbs a little bit more contact than I would personally prefer, but that's just the shoe itself. Now, if you are someone that is looking for their first pair of weightlifting shoes and you want a white pair and you like the style of the shoe, you like how it looks, then yeah, I would say this is a good shoe for you. Range pretty much right where all weightlifting shoes are listed at, and it's definitely a good entry shoe for someone that's looking for their very first weightlifting shoe. By no means is this shoe a bad shoe. It's a very good shoe. I don't think it just does anything special or in particular that's perfect for a weightlifter or a powerlifter. I think it's just a really good standard shoe that is from Under Armour's very first weightlifting shoe. So if you're interested, go give it a look at underarmour.ca, underarmour.com, wherever you live. I don't know. See if you can pick these up. It seems like they're running out pretty quickly here, so try to go in there and snag yourself a pair. Otherwise, I'll catch you guys on the next one. Appreciate it. Peace.